Okay. I mean, we ain't gonna knock you. I mean, a lot of women say men are trash, and we're not gonna sit here and tell you.
But I don't want to make
oh.
it seem like I'm bashing anybody because there are really good men out here. So I'm never gonna say that there's not. But I just mean this new generation of men is 90%.
Would it be fair to say that men are reacting to how women have evolved? Because to be honest, what men want in women hasn't really changed. It's the women that have changed.
I agree 100%.
You disagree?
I kind of disagree. I feel like men have always been exactly the same. Right now, they just have more open space to be it. You get me? They can just show it even more. But men have always been the same.
We're kind of switching now, though.
Because just as women, they have more of a platform to be who they are, just as men. You get me? So men have, to me, in my opinion, if you look at history, if you start reading history, men have always been shitty. Yeah, I mean, they've always been abusive. They've always been in the closet, and then they hate the woman for it. They've done different things, you get me? But now that everybody's just letting everything be in the open, you kind of just see both ways.
Okay. So I guess I still don't see where, because you didn't really disagree with me. I said men haven't really changed over time. It's the women that have changed.
Well, yes.
Because what's happened is the reality is
women have changed.
Women have changed, not really men.
Changed.
Because
we're more outspoken about it. Then men haven't changed. It's always been shitty. I generally think men have been the roots of all problems in history.
Okay.
If you look at wars and all that shit.
Can I say something? Can I comment on something?
Well, hold on. I just want to ask. So what can you just tell me what makes men so shitty?
I don't know. I feel like
made some strong comments there. Okay, you gotta be able to substantiate it.
I don't know. I do know. I'm just okay. Let me just get my words out.
Yeah.
Give me a second. But men have always been, very rash, and that's always something that they've put on women. Yeah, I mean,
rash?
Like rash and in their actions, like irrational. I think that's how you say
irrational.
Rash, quick, right?
Yeah, rash, quick.
Fast. Okay. All right. Quick in what manner?
So I think they really just think about let's just get this shit done. That's how I think men have always been.
Get what done?
Get everything done. You get me? Like everything that comes into emotion, I think they're more like that than women. For example, like every time they say oh, women can't be president because they're very emotional. But women think shit through. Men don't. I really don't think they do. I really don't think they do. They're more rash than women. They're just let's just get it done and then we'll figure it out as it goes. Because that's what I've seen in men. They're just so oblivious to everything.
You do realize that the world we live in was created by men, correct?
Yeah, and look how we live in now.
It looks pretty good to me. We're using 4K cameras. Pretty convenient. Pretty convenient. We have food at all times. Nice cameras. We're in a comfy studio in a high-rise building.
But then you look at history. Women were the ones that brought the food into the freaking society. Women were the ones that would pick the vegetables.
The gatherers.
But hold on.
Exactly. Women were the gatherers of
Can you name one civilization today that was made by women that's still here? Just name one.
I can't name it off the top of my head, but from the history that I've read, he put
it's like there is one or two.
I'll answer for you, ladies. There is.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
I couldn't know it at the top.
At the end of the day, what you're saying, men kind of haven't changed.
No, they haven't changed.
From the beginning of time.
They've straight up been the same because
they've been the same. Women have evolved around them.
Society was always made for men.
That's how you're saying it.
Society was not made for women, but women now are making it into society.
I'd argue that men created the world, and as a matter of fact, men have made the world extremely comfortable for women because women now are more privileged than ever before. And quite frankly, women in today's day and age, women live the best existence out of any human being because here's the difference. Women get the privileges, right, of being a lady, treated like a lady traditionally, while also simultaneously receiving the justice, the same liberties, and the same accesses and opportunities that men have.
Okay, but women got all those things done because of men, because women fought for it. If you go to the suffragette moments, women got the right to vote was because they fought for it, not because men fought with them.
Well, men allowed women to get the access to vote. Women's suffrage exists because men allowed it to come into
But then
play.
Men took away our rights, and we had to fight for our rights.
You have, name one right or privilege that you have right now that I have.
We wear pants. We wear pants. And before women in the 50s, women couldn't wear pants.
No, the point I'm trying to make is right now, there is not a privilege or a right that I can think of that a man has that women don't, but I can think of privileges and rights that women have that men don't.
Well, we don't have a pay rate. We have a different, a lot of difference.
Pay raise?
Yes, pay. In the different.
You mean the wage gap?
In the wage gap.
Are you guys aware that the wage gap is a myth and it exists because of female choice and not because of sexism?
It is not a myth.
Oh, really?
I don't think
it's not a
myth.
myth.
You talk to any woman, and you can you can even talk to other people like in the companies. Do you know that actually like talking about like your wage in companies sometimes it's not even right?
Okay, so if you look at countries like Scandinavia, right, which are the most egalitarian,
But
which
we're not
means
talking about Scandinavia.
no, but I'm gonna make my point. Let me finish,
Okay.
please. So if you look at countries that are very egalitarian, very equal, right, what they found is that the women choose jobs that pay less. Women tend to be more interested in people. Men tend to be more interested in things. Men work more hours than women on average. Men work more dangerous jobs than women. Men tend to work jobs that are involved in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math that pay more. And women take more paternity leave, and women are more prone to take vacation. So the reason why the wage gap exists, which it does, and women make 80 cents on every dollar, it exists because of female choice, not because of inherent sexism. And as a matter of fact, if you take the data and you compare apples to apples, because the wage gap myth comes from this: median average income from women and median average income from men that are full-time, but we don't account for hours worked, type of job worked, profession, security, experience, etc. But when you take all this data, the wage gap disappears. So, and as a matter of fact, they did this with Google, and they found that the women actually make 8% more money, 8% more than men do. Because the thing is that we're incentivized to hire women. We have affirmative action. We've overcorrected, as a matter of fact, and women out-earn men in a lot of major cities in the U.S. And you guys dominate college. But you guys are 80% of the consumer base, and you guys hold 3/4 of the debt. So what does that show? I say women make just as much money, if not more, than men in the same positions. But the thing is that the reason why women make less money is because of choice, not because of sexism.
What say you?
I don't know. Well, last time I was like looking at, I mean, I could say like last time I actually looked at the statistics was like a while ago, like probably like 6 years ago. But last time I looked at the statistic was for whatever a white man makes. For example, me as a Latina woman, I will make less than half of it. Those are the statistics I was looking up when I was doing like a research paper.
Yeah, but here's it. Like I said, the wage gap myth does not exist because of sexism. It exists because of choice. Women choose to work jobs that are less dangerous.
There's a lot of environments that men don't make very much so comfortable for women. Like my mom tried working in construction before, and that's, something that would be typically more dangerous and, more risky. And she faced a lot of sexual harassment, and, she ended up moving in the office. And I'm not saying that happens everywhere, but it happens in most places. And that's why women make the choice not to work in riskier places or more men dominant places, because they don't make it so comfortable either for us to work there. Even I've worked at a dealership myself, and I've gotten sexually harassed for working around cars because I'm a woman.
Here's the thing, ladies. We got to take some accountability here. The reason why women make less is because of choice, not because of sexism. Now, you can say I'm sexually harassed or whatever, but that's subjective. Women run around all over the place and say,